This is Marshall Zhukov, and here we are together again on YouTube. What I've got here is the cocking knob off of the bolt and the Sear spring, just kind of illustrating the trigger is holding the spring up so it stays in place. Just kind of illustrating how the trigger works, and if you were, in fact, to do any sanding and polishing of these parts, these are the parts that you would want to do that too. When the trigger is pulled, it pulls the Sear spring down, and the cocking knob then goes forward under spring pressure of the firing pin. Now we can see here, I think there's a little arrow on there, Arsenal stamp, but we can see here how shiny this is. And this is, it's pretty bright. The shinier it is, the less friction. There's a good shine right there. And we can see it a little bit here on the bolt if we hold it at the right angle. It's nice and shiny as well. So the trigger on this is nice and smooth, and it doesn't take very long to do that. But if you do it, use a file and use your square edges and wrap the file with some sandpaper and lightly sand. It won't take very much at all to do this. So go slow, go light. Remember, you can always take more off. Once you file it or sand it off, you can't put it back. So do that with caution and at your own risk. It's also possible to bend the spring. If you bend the spring, you're going to want to bend it down just a little bit as it sits attached to the rifle. You're going to want to bend it up this way a little bit. Now I'm just moving it that far to illustrate the direction that you want to bend it. So just pull it back a little bit, and it's just going to take a little tiny bit if you don't want to take any sandpaper to it or anything like that, or take it to a buffer. It may help to lighten the trigger pull a little bit, but it also can help make it a little bit shorter. But the same effect, instead of bending it, you can also shim with a aluminum pop can or a beer can or something like that. Just cut a small square that fits underneath it, and that's another way to do it. And then, for example, with this ATI stock that I have, you can also shim the receiver like the fins did. And this is one thing that really irritates me, is that says Mosin Nagant. Whoever did that, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything else because I'll just get irritated. But I got this ATI stock, this no gunsmithing stock, that I had to do some inletting to there and all over in there so I could get my springs to fit in there, the interrupter. I'm still pretty irritated about that. But it is a pretty good shooting rifle. It's pretty accurate in the stock, so maybe it's just the rifle. It's a .42 rifle. The machining on it isn't that great, so who knows what the cause for that was. It didn't really fit well, so I kind of had to make it fit. So if there is any questions, comments, go ahead and ask them, and I'll do my best to provide any answers. And Marshall Zhukov signing out for now.